person is arrested on any charge, they're going to be booked into Lubbock County Jail. For possession of marijuana, the level of the offense depends on how much marijuana they had in their possession. A small usable amount might be a Class B misdemeanor. Larger amounts could be a Class A or even a felony. Most of what we see out here on campus are user possessions, very small amounts, and half an ounce, quarter of an ounce, something like that.
Okay.
Generally, those cases are going to go to the Lubbock County District Attorney's Office. If the person has no prior criminal history, many times they're given probation, community service, ways to kind of work that off their record. Also, anytime a student is involved, a presentment is also made to the Office of Student Conduct on the university campus. There can be additional sanctions there, academic type penalties, all the way up to suspension to expulsion, depending on what the offense is. Traditionally, for marijuana offenses, people are not suspended or expelled. They'll have to go through kind of a drug awareness type course, may have to do some other things for the conduct committee there, or be on probation for a semester.
Okay. How often do y'all deal with this kind of stuff? I know you sent me the numbers and stuff, like 80 arrests for 2012, 82 for 2013. Is this like a very often dealt with
Most
situation?
often it's going to happen during the fall and spring semesters, because that's when students are more likely to be present and living in the dorms. It's not an all-the-time thing, but unfortunately drug possessions do happen. Marijuana is fairly common among the college community. As you've seen nationwide, there's more acceptance of marijuana, say states like Colorado where it's recently been legalized. We have seen over the past couple of years where students are even making trips up to places like Colorado to purchase marijuana and bring it back to Texas, which is still illegal. So, I said it occurs. It's not an everyday thing. I think the numbers that I sent you between 80, 82 is about the average in the past couple of years. That's about common.
Okay. What is typically the procedure other than just like arrest? Do y'all have any other kind of procedures to deal with it at all?
Well, there are some times where a person might be released pending the filing of charges, depending on what occurs at the time the officer arrives. But release pending the filing of charges doesn't mean that the person will not be arrested. What that means is a case will be sent down to Lubbock County District Attorney's Office if they choose to accept it, or depending on certain circumstances, if the case is more than a misdemeanor, it may go before a grand jury. If an indictment is handed down, an arrest warrant is issued, and the person will be arrested at a later date.
Okay. Do you predict the numbers to be higher this year?
I don't see why they would be. Of course, it's very early in the year to be able to tell.
Right.
I think the numbers that I sent you were 21 for the first couple of months. Certainly that seems maybe a little bit higher just by a month average whenever you look at the previous 2 years, but there's really no consistency.
Right.
Some months there might be only a few arrests, some months there might be 10. You can't really predict when or where they're going to happen.
Alrighty, do you have any more information you'd like to give me?
No, not specifically.
Okay.
And let me see if I can't get you a copy. You just